Hello everybody, welcome to my book vlog. Today we're going to discuss The Water Cure by Sophie Mackintosh. The reflections are terrible on my iPad, but we're going to persevere because I adored this book. The Water Cure is absolutely fantastic. It is not only is it a debut novel, well done Sophie Mackintosh, but it is a radical exploration of female identity, insecurity and power that centres around three daughters who were raised in an isolated compound away from all men, but then men arrive. It's fantastic. So Grace, Lia and Sky are three sisters in their late teens, early 20s, who it quickly transpires have been raised by their mother and their father, who they called King, on an unidentified island away from the mainland. The parents took this decision because they felt the real world, the mainland, was toxic and its men could not be trusted to harm women, hence why they fled to this island and segregated themselves off from wider society. However, when their father King dies in a fishing accident at the beginning of the book, the four women on the island, the three sisters and their mother, suddenly find themselves with no protection against the mainland and its men. So what on earth will happen next? However, what's fascinating is that this sanctuary, there are some pretty disquieting aspects to it. Their mother is obsessed with sadistic rituals, often on a daily basis forcing her daughters to harm themselves and each other in a way to cleanse themselves, to keep themselves pure, to rid themselves of toxins. It also seems that the island itself might have been a refuge for abused women fleeing the mainland, but those women are no longer there and none seem to come anymore, and it's not clear why. Plus, the elder daughter Grace is clearly sick. And that's what I love about this. There's a lot of shadows and secrets in this. Everything is a little bit off kilter. Sophie Mackintosh's writing is fantastic. We have snatches of the extraordinary amongst the ordinary. There's a sense of a dark romanticism here, a bit like Shirley Jackson meets the Virgin Suicides. It's quite gothic. There's sort of great descriptions of forests and the sea, and it creates a sort of otherworldliness which is utterly hypnotic. And the three sisters are quite obsessed with each other, and of course very into each other, being the only companions that they've ever had in each other's lives. So it's absolutely fascinating. And of course, because their mother isn't there with these rituals, and you just worry, and so many concerns and shadows and dark secrets, that everything is off kilter. So that's how we're set up. But then a thunderstorm happens and a ship of three men are washed ashore on the island, and the lives of these four women are thrown into turmoil and are changed forever. The big question is, will the parents have been proven right, and should these three young girls have always been wary of men? It's a fantastic setup, and I adored this book. And for what could have been a really orthodox portrayal of female awakening and gender politics, is instead infused with such rich detail of plot, characters and mystery. This is a wonderful book, and it's wrapped up in this almost dreamscape prose. I absolutely loved this, and I really hope this book finds its audience. When I look at so many of the books that have been written around women, female awakening, gender politics in the past couple of years, including some pretty big successful books, this book outshines all of them in its portrayal of characters and its originality, and I really, really hope The Water Cure finds its audience. Frustratingly, this book is not published until May 2018. And I'm sure Penguin have decided that for good reason, to make sure it gets its market and hopefully gets its shot at awards, etc, etc. But it's so frustrating for me, because I really want to buy this book and shout about it loudly and give it to all my friends for Christmas and their birthdays, and instead I've got to wait for about 6 months. However, next May, please people, give some love to The Water Cure, because it's fantastic, and I have real hope that this book does extremely well. It's dark, it's gothic, it's haunting, and it is bitingly relevant. Fantastic.